What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside Hartford, Connecticut. Today, we're going to be discussing one of the more minor trades of the 2000s, in which we look at the Joe Blanton trade, which occurred July 17th, 2008. And this trade occurred between the Philadelphia Phillies, who acquired the aforementioned starting pitcher Joe Blanton, and the Oakland Athletics, who acquired a trio of prospects in second baseman Adrian Cardenas, pitcher Josh Outman, and outfielder Matthew Spencer. How did this trade work out for the two teams involved? Well, as always, we'll start off with the team that acquires the player in the title. That's going to be Philadelphia, who got Joe Blanton. And Blanton, he spent 4 years as an adequate starter in Philadelphia. He wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible. Now, he's most known for hitting a home run in Game 4 of the 2008 World Series. It was pretty shocking to see it happen. But it just goes to show you, that's what he's known for. And after those 4 years in Philadelphia, he was traded straight up to the Los Angeles Dodgers in exchange for relief pitcher Ryan O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan, irrelevant player, never made the big leagues. How did Oakland do with their three prospects that they got? Again, so not the best. So second baseman Adrian Cardenas, he was designated for the assignment before he ever made a major league appearance for Oakland. So didn't play for Oakland. Matthew Spencer, just because he's easier, he also never made the big leagues. A little bit of disappointment. Those were the two big names that they got in that trade. They were the two prospects. Josh Outman was in the majors at the time of this trade, and he was decent over 3.5 years. Now, he ended up suffering Tommy John, and he needed Tommy John surgery. So that effectively, kind of hurt him and slowed him down. And then they ended up trading him alongside another pitcher in Guillermo Moscoso to the Colorado Rockies, in exchange for an outfielder named Seth Smith. So Seth Smith, he was a platooner. He was a platoon bat for 2 seasons before he himself was traded, and he was decent in his platoon bat role, but wasn't an everyday outfielder. Now, he was traded to San Diego straight up for relief pitcher Luke Gregerson. And in Oakland, Luke Gregerson, he spent 1 year in a closing committee before he walked as a free agent. So, all in all for Oakland, not the best haul that you could have gotten, but you could have done much worse. Now, how did the three minor teams do in this trade? We'll start with the Dodgers. And Joe Blanton, he played 10 games for the Dodgers. And he wasn't great, he wasn't excellent, he wasn't horrible, he wasn't bad, he was just a hair above average. And then he walked as a free agent. Colorado got the pair of pitchers. And Outman, he actually spent 2 years as an average relief pitcher. Wasn't great, wasn't horrible, before he himself was traded. And Moscoso, he was decent for a season before he himself was waived, for lack of a better reason. Sometimes that happens with relievers. If they're not doing great, you just get rid of them. Last but not least, we have San Diego. And Seth Smith, he actually had a good season in San Diego, but they ended up basically acquiring a bunch of outfielders, and Seth Smith just became the guy who went from a starting role to the 4th outfielder to the 5th outfielder, and then he was just traded because they're like, okay, we don't need him. But a good pickup for San Diego. So all in all, who won the Joe Blanton trade? Well, if you go by WAR, Oakland wins the trade. And most of that's because Seth Smith for, the 2 seasons you had him, Outman for the couple seasons you had him, and Gregerson was good in his single season in Oakland. And Philadelphia still had a decent WAR. They got a 3.0 WAR. Oakland got a 6.4 WAR. And the smaller teams involved, San Diego gets a 3.4 WAR out of Seth Smith. Colorado only gets a 0.1 out of their 2 pitchers, and the Dodgers also get a 0.1 out of Blanton. But again, not going by WAR, I think it's safe to say Philadelphia won because Joe Blanton was a key piece in their World Series win in 2008. As we know, he hit that homer in Game 4. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was Joe Blanton trade breakdown. Have a great rest of your day.